The next question, we're also getting a lot of questions, and I want to brace you guys for because they're asking for your opinion, and I know that you can't predict the future, or else we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing today. But obviously, what are you guys thinking from an international perspective? As far as, I mean, I obviously have an opinion on kind of where I think trade may or may not go, but from the foreign exchange side of this, and I know last night with Scarbrough having operations in Mexico, I follow the peso very closely. The peso has been directly linked to the election, and kind of where we thought that whoever was going to win, kind of as the peso moved. So what other factors, can people try to prepare for? Is there anything that in the banking community you guys are seeing, or is there anything specific that you would like for people to kind of be aware of as we move into this transition period from a President-elect Trump to a President Trump in January? What should we expect over this next 60 to 90 days, and then obviously going forward?
Yeah, that's a great question, and thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, it's going to be a big question mark, especially in the foreign exchange markets. A couple of key, I just jotted down a few key data points to take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Fed is definitely going to be key. Obviously, there are those that are pricing in the fact that the Fed might not move any longer in December. But there are also those that say maybe they'll move sooner than, make more moves sooner than anticipated with the President Trump in place. So with the Fed possibly raising rates in December and then having more increases within a shorter period of time, that'll definitely play in the currency markets and where the dollar moves. The market moves in favor of the dollar as rates diverge between the U.S., the Fed, and our trading partners. So other key pieces to take into consideration continue to be economic data. It's generally politics play a short-term role in what's going on. Obviously is where economic data continues to move, whether or not our jobs data continues to be strong. That'll play a key role in how the Fed moves and where the currencies go, as well as trade data. So, trade data, again, leads to President Trump's legislation or talk about getting rid of our trade agreements, which obviously will play a major role in where the currency market moves. I think in the near term, what you're going to see is, speaking of last night about the peso, it did move 12%. It lost 12% of its value overnight and this morning, but then it leveled off again. So I think the closer we get to the inauguration, the more clarity hopefully we'll see, at least over the course of the next couple of months here. The markets took that into account, that maybe they oversold their positions overnight, and you see the Dow trending, I think, in positive territory throughout the course of the day, the dollar recovering some of its lost ground. So that's going to be key, is to have some stability going into the inauguration. Obviously, some of what President Trump's goals are to help businesses grow and help jobs here in the U.S., which is obviously positive for. So again, I think the Fed movement, when they're going to raise rates, watching economic data, these are all known facts. So these are just things to keep in mind over the course of the next few months. Whether or not he can get legislation in place to revise or eliminate our trade agreements. Potential easing of banking regulations will obviously play a role in what the currency markets are doing and what banks can do from a trade perspective. And also taxation on corporates that are dealing overseas. I know that President-elect Trump has touted that as well, taxing U.S.-based companies that do business overseas. So that could play a key role in growth and stability in the markets.
Perfect. Thank you.